if something does happen and I have to go, then I will mute my mic, put on my avatar, and stay connected, but I won't. I'll be done. Does that make sense?
Yep. Okay, we'll try it again.
Pull your headset away a little bit. Let's hear it.
But I won't. I'll be done. Does that make sense?
We're live.
Still hearing me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I still hear that squeal.
Did you do that A1 thing?
Yes, yeah, I hit all the A1s.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's not, nothing's changing.
How do you know when you're live?
We've got Periscope.
Oh.
Up on their iPad. Tigress is saying hi to everyone individually.
Hi, sexy Tigress.
We love our Tigress. She's so sweet.
Can they hear us?
I don't think
That
so.
no, because I don't have my volume up.
Have what left?
I'll mute here and go check.
Hey,
I don't.
wait a minute, I think I just fixed it.
Oh, God.
Tell me what you
You
did.
before I cook up.
I don't know, I just kept clicking buttons until it worked. I don't know.
And it started working? That's what
Who the heck knows a Periscope?
Right.
Southerner would have gotten it right.
What's that?
Hopefully.
What's that? Southern sass?
We
Yeah,
like to challenge you 9. Give it a wink.
I don't hear that feedback, but hold on. Let me try it again. Let me take my headset off.
No, not on here.
I just went into Periscope and it sounded like we were kind of in a barrel. But
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. All right.
Go check.
Okay, people talk.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Speakeasy. Nothing like something to get our juices flowing and get us all flustered before we start talking. Can everybody tell us if this sounds okay? Can you hear us okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
They should be able to hear us.
I'm such a dummy. I just told y'all I was in the Periscope and that I couldn't hear the feedback. Somehow I had pushed some weird button and I was actually listening to a different Periscope and I was wondering why you were playing the particular video that you were playing. You hadn't told us you were playing the video.
I have done that
You know, we're
before.
supposed to talk about this.
That is too funny. That is too funny.
I don't even,
Give me that would happen to me.
wait a minute.
You know, have you ever flicked past a Periscope that you know you really don't want to go into. When you're scrolling down, you accidentally click yourself into it. And you go, it's like you walk into a room undressed. You're going, oh wait, sorry, let me go, bye.
The chat room is saying that we're good now. So
does that happen to Beth Duffy on Parlor all the time?
Hey! What
Parlor.
are you doing me?
I was going to say parlor with an O or an E. Yeah. Anything you want to tell us?
What?
Is there anything you want to tell us?
Something. What'd you make that, Phil?
You on Parlor? Do you push the wrong room
Yes. I remember now. I had never heard of it. I didn't know what it really was. So I just spelled it like I thought it would be spelled. I don't know new words.
You don't know new words.
Well, people don't use Parlor 4 anymore. I don't even know if they're the same, but to me that's what I was thinking.
It's parlay.
Parlor 4.
It's parlay.
R-E-L, right?
L-E-R. It's with an E, not an O.
Yes.
If you're on an O, honey, there's going to be people DMing you for dates pretty soon.
Yeah, you spell it with an O if you're looking for an O. Let's just say it that way.
Someone said they like my pirate radio hat.
What's that, isn't it, Kitty?
Aren't you jealous, Doc? Look at that nice hat. Look, pirate radio.
love it.
Oh, I like that. I need that for my hat collection.
I have one coming, I think.
Oh, I see. I've got Phil's face covered up with my phone because just in case some of the chat comes through, I might can read it. So far, I don't.
I moved Doc and I so we can read the chat better. You notice that?
Oh, I do see that.
What
Coming
is
up
that?
good.
Faces are covered by everybody's avatars, but that's
Oh, you guys are looking in Periscope.
well, that's only because I've got mine on anyway.
Okay.
That's pre-show crap.
Oh.
Yeah, well, some of it's in the chat. There's questions at times. I just didn't know if anybody was ever looking for them.
Yeah, I'm watching them. They're talking back and forth. The chat's going pretty good.
Are they
Better
ignoring?
than us?
No, they're saying they've already said hi to the fact that Grandma Smith just said hi. That's me.
The Invisible Man has joined us. It's in the Invisible Man's in the corner, according to Boogie. We could have just put a dark shadow in there and said that was Boogie Bumper that joined us.
Boogie, it's because our guests are out of this world.
Yeah.
And there's Director SWG. I don't know if that's Director Mike or one of his guys or what.
It is. It's Director Mike himself, the infamous man
Hello, Derek. Welcome.
that's helping save the
He's in
United
the
States.
chat.
Oh, he's in the chat. Okay.
Okay, he's in the chat now.
So you don't have to rearrange anybody's stuff quite yet, Phil.
That empty space is reserved for 1-800-IMA.
Oh my
I'm a
god.
bitch. Let's just say it.
Boogie, if
You know
you
what?
want to join us impromptu, honey, just
Oh, that would be fun.
DM us and we'll give you the code, babe. We would love to have an Australian join
Over
us.
all of this.
Oh, yeah. You know, last night on watching the Pirate Radio, during the show, I actually called that number 1-800-BITCH.
Oh,
And it's already taken. It's a sex phone line.
Did the girl say, "Hi, my name is Beth"?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Hey, y'all, before we go any
Do you want a
further,
party?
I was going to tell y'all, Texas Tech, they might be playing right now. I didn't even get a chance to look. But my alma mater that
They are playing.
in the history books going to the Final Four in basketball is going for the fourth time, count it, fourth time
Yeah.
to the Final Four in baseball. We are whooping Bahookie in Lubbock, and everybody's going to know our name. Isn't that exciting?
Everybody already knows.
Go
mine.
Raiders, Wreck 'em Tech.
Oh yeah, I'm Texas Tech too. So you
That's
got
fine.
two.
So we got to wait. Did you hear if they played yet or not? Do you know?
I haven't heard. No, I haven't heard.
I have a
What-
movie after mine.
If anybody hears how Tech is doing, if they're on right,
I can.
y'all be sure and tell us.
It's on right next door. I'll tell you in a second if I can watch this.
Boogie doesn't want to join another scope. He doesn't want to be like Chris Mack on 45 times a day. I bet you if Chris Mack was in the audience, he would join.
You are so bad. In fact, I invited him. I'll have you know.
I know. Chris is
You
my
don't
buddy.
meet him just because he's a Southerner.
He's only got a couple faults. He likes the Braves. He likes Atlanta
how
Falcons. I
aggressive
mean,
you-
come on.
We know how aggressive you Yankees are.
Yeah.
Kind of pushy like that.
That's why we got, what, 28 World Series? Nah.
Now, why didn't you tell me they weren't even on yet?
I said I didn't know when they were coming on. I'm not sure if they've already played, if it's playing now, or when. I didn't get a chance to look. So, I just want to know when they do give me a prize, or if anybody knows, they got to tell me because that's my own.
That's someone else's job then.
Well, if you hear any commotion, you'll know.
Come on, Kimmy. Bring out your inner 1-800 IMA.
If I start talking sports, it'll be Mississippi State, and I won't know much. All I know is that John was watching Mississippi State play something the other night, and when it was over, he was pissed.
So I guess he will.
So he's pissed all the time then, right?
Yeah. And whatever it was, we wanted to win, like, because we lost, we don't get to go to the next step. I think it was baseball, but I don't know.
Damn it, Barry.
Did we win, y'all? I'm so sorry if we did.
Oh, it's completely
Kinda. Not really, but kind of. You know what I'm saying.
sorry, not sorry.
Isn't it just like us Southerners apologizing for winning? We don't ever want anybody's feelings hurt, that's for sure. But we're not giving we don't give trophies to wussies, though. I'm sorry. Gotta earn it, right?
There's a part to being a Mississippi State fan, and it means like you're almost never disappointed because you never expect to win. So when you do win, you're excited. So you either go with neutral or excited. There's almost never a sadness, unless you're weird, which there's a lot of us. A lot of the weirdos. Take care.
This is for Glory Warrior. We just sit around and talk about whatever.
We can discuss anything we want. Hey guys, if there's anybody, just FYI, Border Mike is going to be coming on as our special guest for either during the Speakeasy and or Mega Promises Kept. I'm giving the Zoom code now. So you in the audience and guys, you on Speakeasy, it's going to be Border 101. So anything y'all ever wanted to know about the border but never got a chance to ask anybody, or anything that you have been unclear about, or anything that you want discussed, if y'all would be sure to put it in chat, Phil will make a note of it.
Hey, something I've been thinking about all day, and I haven't asked anyone. Trump, said up until 10 minutes before he decided no. And, most people gave him credit for backing off. It wasn't worth 130 lives. But do you think he should have said 10 minutes before or kept that secret? Because now there's argument on whether him talking too much or not keeping enough back.
I've learned not to shit what people say about that kind of thing. I used to always, whenever something would happen, I would think, okay, well, how's this side going to look at it? How's that side going to look at it? And I still do to some degree. But I've gotten to where I don't care what the left thinks about what he does. And I really don't think the right thinks about what he does.
Yeah. I was just curious of what you all thought, because I didn't think about it before.
Yeah.
Something that occurred to me is, I think it was all pre-planned that way in a step. And I think that Trump's he's doing the exact same thing with the million illegal alien roundup. It's supposed to start Sunday, and then last minute turns it off. I think he's doing the same thing. He's basically sitting on the message, we're ready to go with their plan, and he's giving them 2 weeks. And so I think it's a message to Iran and these illegal aliens both using the same tactic.
That's not a bad theory.
Yeah, but Iran now knows that he was within 30. If we have the capability to carry those 3 missions within 30 minutes of his saying go. That's got to scare the shit out of Iran.
Look, Chris Mack invaded our show again.
Oh,
For
boy.
goodness sakes.
Is he down there?
Now he's on 45 times a day.
Is there a
Hi,
picture?
Chris.
There was a similarity to that, and I don't know how I feel about it personally. I don't know if it was good strategy or bad strategy, or if it was even strategy to begin with. It might have been an actual change of mind. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I wondered too, if he just said that.
Because the thing is like one thing he said, like you mentioned, Beth, was he said that he was going to do it, and then he asked how many people were going to die, and they said about 150. He wasn't willing to kill 150. I think that's sweet, but it's also saying I'm not willing to kill your people, and I don't think we should tell them that we're not willing to kill their people.
Exactly. That's what I didn't know. If you said too much.
So I'm just.
The big thing is, I think that they're trying. Our biggest hope is that the Iranian people will stand up and take care of the problem themselves. That's
Right.
what Trump wants, and that's what he's trying to do. So he's sending 2 messages. One to the Hollis saying, "Hey, I can move you out and turn you into a parking lot anytime I want." And the other is, "Hey, I don't want to kill any of Iranian people." He's in support of them stepping up and doing it themselves.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's ideal. I definitely think
I
that's
was
ideal.
just curious.
Well,
I
you know what I'll say is between the Iranian piece and sorry, Doc Martin just sent me a text. The Iranian piece, and then the Nancy Pelosi thing today, where he told Democrats he wouldn't deport the illegals starting Sunday. He's going to take a huge ribbing for that Monday. Watch. The media won't give him any credit for backing off on deporting illegals this weekend, starting Sunday.
You think?
I'm not sure that I'm going to give him credit for backing off either. I've been waiting 2.5 years for
I
that shit.
have too.
Well, he gave
he's
him,
put a
what,
deadline.
2 more weeks.
He's given
What?
Congress weeks to close all the loopholes and fix the law, or he's going to do it.
I missed that. I didn't know he canceled it.
Putting pressure on them to either act, which he knows they probably will not do, because it will not sit well with their the drug lords they're paying them lots of money to vote the other way. But it puts pressure on them, and if they don't comply, then it shows the world who they are and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you point to it and say, you know what? I gave them every chance, just like you did with DACA. These are the people that told DACA, the DACA people, that they loved them so much, and look what they did to the DACA people.
Yeah.
Oh, and now you're getting a taste of the same medicine. That's the Democrat Party today. The party of no, the party of death, the party of high taxes, the party of political correctness, the political party of taking away your guns and keeping their thumb on you all the time.
Religion.
Okay, but what happened? What ended up happening with DACA? Did they go back?
No,
No.
that's the thing. They won't.
In 2 weeks, do you think these people are going to come back? No. They'll
No,
still be
they
there
wouldn't
today.
either.
So if it helps show the world what the Dems really are, then I can wait 2 more weeks. I'd rather
That's what it'll do.
get up to the line and spring it on her, because all those Democratic leaders, their mayors and their government, all that, were telling POTUS that they weren't going to help them, and that ICE could not have access to their systems and everything. So, it shows America, real America, us, patriots that love our country. If they weren't convinced before, they should be convinced now.
I feel that way too.
I'm not.
And I also think with the 2 week time period, what he's basically said in the message to the Democrats too is that he's willing to work on the docket issue or whatever you want to call it. He's saying because he's saying I'm not deporting these people. I hold it off 2 weeks, and it's a lot of family units, and that's normal. It happens every year. But he's saying, if Congress acts, then they can actually pass laws saying, let's give these people that are good, not the MS 13 people or anything, but families a path to citizenship.
So he has it set up to make the Democrats look like they're going to take the fall.
Yeah, because they'll probably go with the DACA deal, but they won't shut those loopholes, and Trump's going to just say, all right, fuck off, guys.
Got it.
Deportation.
I missed all of that today. I don't know why I didn't say it.
Who's he supposed to be starting with the deportations?
The ones that have missed their hearings, the ones that not only are they here illegally, but they get their hearings and everything. And they said that they were going to do 2,000 families. Somebody was, I can't remember who it was I read, said, the outgoing acting director said he only recommended they do 1,500 families. So I'm not sure what that 500 mark meant to him, but I think we've got somebody new in church, so I don't know if it matters. I say, go after as many as they can safely at a time, and don't make it your only sweep. Yeah. I'm ready to go back, because you know what, guys? If people were to know the truth, my understanding is that there's closer to 45 million illegals in this country. 45 million.
That's like
Let
the
that number sink in. What?
I don't even know how many people live here.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like 250 million? Something like that?
So you say 45 million are illegal out of 50 million people?
No, we have 344 million citizens.
Okay, and then 45 illegal on top.
I guess that would be if they weren't counted in the last census, then yes.
Okay, now I understand.
Another little wrinkle in this story is I saw on Fox News today the previous director of the border control people, Holdman or whatever his name is, but he was on and he was talking about the acting secretary for Homeland Security, and he says that he is bucking Trump. He's going against him on the ICE policy.
I did see that, yeah.
He was really pissed saying that guy's the one that leaks, and he was very upset about that.
He was.
Because Trump, even though he announced it with deportations, Trump didn't announce, anything about what cities or how many people or anything like that, other than saying millions over the next couple of months. And then there was a leak that said exact which cities and how many people and who was going to get deported, and that's what really ticked him off. Because now these people are alerted.
Well,
Wow.
I saw a tweet from Omar. Is that the one you're talking about? Or was it AOC sent out a tweet saying, ICE is coming for you, and call this 800 number for your legal rights to stay here.
Yeah.
And
AOC did it.
Yeah.
I know.
After calling them concentration camps.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of Trump's appointees that leaked, and that's
Oh my God.
at least by the former director. And so I thought that was pretty big. We can say, and he got really upset on TV. He was kind
He
of
did.
yelling.
I did see that, but I didn't understand why. Now I understand.
I mean, he needs to not have a job like right now.
Yeah.
That's true.
I hate to interrupt, but Phil, I'm sorry. I'm being very unsuccessful at this. I tried to share that link you sent me with Mike in the Telegram, and it isn't doing it. So would you please send it directly to him? Or you can't, because you don't have his number, do you?
No.
Okay,
Hey, give it to us all.
I'm sure he would appreciate that.
We'll take it.
I'm gonna hope and pray that he doesn't mind me sharing this with you, Phil. But you burn it or carry whatever you have to do after.
Right, it was disappearing ink.
All right, Porter Mike, you better speak up quick. hope it's good.
Invite by.
This isn't fair.
He can't enter by the meeting number.
I guess not.
By
That's
the
what
way,
happened to me the first time.
Director from my chat just confirms, he says Tom Holland's right. That was that previous director I was talking about that accused him of pointing or leaking the director.
I'm trying to get it to him. Hang on.
Are you sending me his email, Doc?
No, I'm sending
Tweeting
you. Hang on. Let's see here. Yeah.
Because I can't send an invite through text.
Oh, you're trying to send it to Boogie.
No.
Oh, I don't have his email.
I don't know.
Is he on Telegram at all?
No clue.
I don't know. I don't think so. Not
DIRSWJW maybe?
What about on?
Southwest Jersey something.
What about on Twitter?
That's where I found that. GIR something. What did I say? WD or DW?
It's
It's Southwest.
Director SWSOG.
Yes, that's it.
I'm sorry, I missed all of that.
I don't know why.
Well, I was trying to get Twitter up.
No, because I was trying to talk.
Border Mike, can you, if you go to Zoom and hit join a meeting and paste that number I gave you in to join a meeting, you should be able to come in, I think, on your phone.
Oh,
Can you give me a shout out and tell me if I'm full of it or not? You may curse me when it comes on. Might be a blue streak.
Is this more backup for you or for Phil?
Oh wait, I don't know what I found. Southwest Special Operations Group, but that's not him, right?
No,
his Twitter is at hang on.
DIR.
DIR.
Southwest something.
SW.
Doc, you better last.
Yeah, hang on, I gotta bring it back up.
I'm going on memory.
Oh, that's good then, because I can never remember anybody's. I can't even remember my own, much less anybody else's. Well, now where is he? There he is. Let's see here. All right, we're
So
coming.
the rest of
It's a good thing he's on fire or anything, because he would be burnt up by now.
Director Mike, if you're still in the chat, have you post your Twitter handle, because I don't know if it's the same as your Periscope handle.
I've got Border Narcotics. Isn't that him?
Oops. My green screen's showing. I'll just go ahead and put a mom background on this so you don't have to worry.
Oh, I was going to fix it for you, Scott.
Your green
Oh,
screen.
Well, I was waiting for
check this one out.
Yeah, you all
this
have.
is my new virtual background.
Very cool. I like that one.
You like
I
that
Oh,
like the other
we can
one.
leave that.
What happened to the other one? Hello?
What?
I don't know. It disappeared, so I threw up my standard one, or the one I picked up last night.
I like the other one. Wait.
I don't know how to get that to do.
Somebody,
And Phil, do you guys have backgrounds?
the TFL Zip Princess says that he's just at SWSOG.
Ah. I knew it was SW, I just didn't remember the
Yeah.
rest.
It doesn't have director, I guess. That's just their webs or their general handle.
At SWOG.
WSOG.
That's what I found. At South SS. Well,
SWSOG.
yep.
That's not it?
That's the one I found.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to send it, and hopefully it's not some weirdo. Hopefully it's Mike, and I sent it to his. I DM'd it to him on Twitter. We'll see.
Okay, yeah. I haven't heard from Mike in the chat yet, so I don't know for sure.
Everybody's tweeting him and saying congrats. Was he given another baby, another grandson?
You talking about Chris now?
Yeah. I just saw a bunch of tweets saying congrats. I was trying to go find them and you brought it up.
SWSOG.
I'm talking about Chris now.
At Director SWSOG. Is that what you sent it to?
Something like that.
No, I didn't. I sent it to.
Okay. You said Twitter is at Director SWSOG.
That's his
Good
Periscope
memory.
handle.
So how many more seconds till the show is over?
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Doing technical stuff.
You guys talk, and I'll find him. I guess I sent it to SWOG Mike. I don't know.
SWSOG.
Yeah, Director Mike just confirmed that in the
At-
Periscope.
Send him the right one. Scott.
SWSOG.
Have a look at that right quick.
SWSOG. That's where I sent it.
Yeah, at SWSOG is the correct place.
Okay.
After DIR?
No DIR in there.
I was completely wrong.
At SWSOG, that's it.
That's why
And
he's
Mike
gotten
confirmed
mad
it.
because we're
He's
confusing
needing
each other.
he needs a meeting number, but I sent it to him. So, Mikey,
Yeah.
the meeting number is that number I texted you a while ago.
Yeah, and I just got on Twitter, and that's the correct one, at SWSOG. It shows their logo and everything.
What's up with Chris? Why is everybody congratsing him?
I don't know. Maybe
On
because he
where?
was on our show.
Well, Scott's on the Twitter.
Oh, there he is.
I got the book.
Oh, wait a minute, he's on Twitter?
It said congrats, Dad, or
So
congratulations.
that popped up. I don't know who that was or what they were doing.
It was like 3 back to back.
I can go and check on what his tweet says.
Something's going on with McGranddaddy that none of us know about.
Phil, Director Mike is saying Zoom is saying it does not recognize that number
Wow.
that I sent him for a meeting number.
You have to join the internet call. Well, he's done it before. He knows. I tried doing it at the main phone and it wouldn't let me.
I didn't know you.
I didn't know what the difference was. I just tried them both.
It just okay. That's the
Yeah,
link.
Beth,
I sent the link on Twitter.
Did you find Chris Mac 44 tweet page yet?
I did. I just went and looked at that, Beth, and going back 10 hours, there's
It just
nothing on it.
happened. Fine, I'm gonna find it.
Let me look at tweets and replies. Nope, nothing. Are you sure you're talking about Twitter or over on Telegram?
Twitter.
Yeah, I went back 10 hours on his timeline and he doesn't have anything mentioned there.
Maybe I don't know if you've noticed it, but on Twitter sometimes I get old recycled tweets. I don't know why, but it happens.
Yeah, it sucks. Sometimes you got to go down and you'll get earlier posts later, you know. Like you'll get to where it says 20 hours and then 2 posts later it says 4 hours. That's rotating. Never would know how far to get to find something.
Well, you guys talk, and I'll see if I can't find Director Mike. I'll figure it out. Don't everybody talk at once. Holy cow, this is as quiet as I've ever heard Doc Martin and Beth at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Denise, I checked and Texas Tech doesn't play until Monday again.
Oh, I thought they played tonight.
Well, that makes me feel a whole much better than I felt like an idiot.
So you're off guard until Monday, but on Monday, you're my mole.
I'm looking at the guide. I'm like, what is she talking about? I'm like, they're not on tonight.
Well, you know, as Raiders, we got to be early.
I don't watch them.
You call us late for lots of things, but never for supper. Hey, excuse me one more time. Mike is saying that the meeting number is not a meeting number.
That
Mike,
is weird.
I'm at a loss because that's the number we all use to get in, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's the meeting
That's-
ID. The one
That's
that
how I've
ends in
always
231, right?
536 something.
No,
No.
hang on.
I've had it. But I
Yeah.
don't know anything.
Yes, it is.
Let me go back and I'll send him the. Sometimes whenever you
645
send out an invitation.
I don't shut up. I didn't realize I was supposed to say it.
If you say it, then everybody can call in. And I was on a Zoom once with James, and we had a public number, and we ended up getting some very interesting images.
Oh, I'm just gonna log out now. I don't want to look for any of it.
I don't mind images. I just want to expect them, you know.
I did not know you could do that.
We'll get some weirdos popping in, that's for sure.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, if you number live, then anybody who hears it can just call it in.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's just like a phone number. Anybody that has your phone number can call you, and you know.
But like Periscope, you hit whoever you want to watch. But here you have to actually put a number. I thought it was everyone had their own number or something.
No. That
It's the
number you
meeting.
guys got tonight is the number.
For that meeting.
Yeah, I just sent Director Mike an email or a DM on Twitter also with just sometimes if you do an invite through Zoom, for some reason that link works when you click on it. So, but if you take that number and copy and paste it
That's what
when
I
you
did.
go to Zoom, yeah, when you say join a meeting, it asks for the ID, and I just do a copy and a paste of the number itself.
Yeah,
Join
that
right
number
up.
belongs to that person.
How
Well,
about
sometimes
the
Okay.
Kimmy? Have you heard of this? We did that interview with Chris Mack and Pre, and I muted myself because there was a dog barking at the back window, and I unmuted. I went and unmuted myself, and nobody could hear me.
what?
Yeah, I could not get it. I kept hitting mute, unmute. All I did was mute myself. Went to unmute myself, and nobody could hear me.
Okay, well, there was a time that I did a Periscope, and it was whatever it was. I felt like I needed popcorn, so I had this popcorn. It was like going to be a big whole like ooh time for popcorn thing. And do you remember that, Doc? And so I had the Zoom going, so I had sound coming through the Zoom. But then I had at the time it wasn't a banana, it was just the voice meter, and I had that going. Well, I muted myself on Zoom, so the people on Zoom couldn't hear me crunching and gnawing on popcorn. But I didn't mute myself through the voice meter, and so all my crunching, like not just crunching, but like microphone crunching, was going through to all the people on Periscope, and they're like, good job. Thankfully, Biggie DMing is like, dude, I can hear your popcorn. Push a button. I think it was mute button, actually. It was a mute button. I'm pretty sure of it.
I have had so many mishaps since I've been scoping. I just always hope and pray that I hope and pray that I'm sorry, I was reading a text I just got. Thanks a lot, Bill. Paybacks are hell, aren't they? But now I've totally lost my train of thought.
Y'all are
Sorry.
text each other behind my back. I was like, I know y'all are talking about me.
Doc
Or
is
like
like, these southern women are like crows that see something shiny. What? What was that?
That is me. I'm saying, I don't know what to do. Did the number work for Porter Mike?
No, he hasn't come in.
He shows up. tomorrow, do y'all know who Eva B is?
I've heard of her.
Eva B, she's in the tab room. She does her own podcast. And I'm going to do a show tomorrow with her. I was
Really?
Yay!
so fantastic, y'all. She is so wise and so smart and so discerning. Last
What are
night,
you gonna do it on?
we're going to do it on whatever we talk about. We don't have a topic.
Okay.
I could talk to her. Well, I was going to say I could talk to her for hours, but as it turns out, I have. I spoke to her last night, and we were going to actually do a show and thinking about going live. And so we got to talking about just like girls talk to each other, like friends. And she told me things, and I told her things. And then 3 hours later, we're like, okay, well, so you want to try again Sunday? We never actually got the show going. We never did what the plan was, but we had a great time. And so anyway, we're going to talk again tomorrow. I have an idea of what I'd like to talk to her about, but I haven't talked to her since I got the idea. But anyway, we're going to talk tomorrow. It's just going to be fun, or it's going to be smart, or it's going to be both. Or it's going to be none of it. It'll be fun. It'll be something. How about this? How about tune in and you send me the adjective? So I'm excited about that.
By the way, shout out to Nibbler Abe, who's in the chat room.
Who?
Babe.
Nibbler Abe.
Hi, Abe.
How you doing, Abe?
Someone's telling me to send them a link. Just follow me at ycensored_, and that's what it's going to be on. I mean,
Where everything is.
Yeah. I have 3 Skype accounts.
Oh, there he
Oh,
is.
yeah, we got
There he
to
goes.
Hoping to text to you.
Oh my gosh, he actually got on.
What the
Okay.
hell's going on here?
Well, finally, someone used a curse word.
Well, the party's starting now that you're here finally.
My
I'm
ass.
excited for the words
I
I
saw
use.
you guys from the chat. You're in there drinking and smoking dope and everything.
Oh, honey, tell everybody we were trying to keep it a secret, Mike.
Well, good shit. Share it with everybody.
I mean, well, hell, come on over.
I am
We
so
got plenty.
blessed.
What are you guys doing? What's the topic here?
For crying out loud.
Well, what, you know the names. I didn't know the names. We were talking about the border stuff, you know, where there was a leak. And Hogan was talking about that.
He's an idiot. He's an Obama holdover that should have been, well, he was fired once. And why they brought him back, I haven't a clue.
So it wasn't Obama?
Exactly right in what he says. That guy is a pain in the ass.
Who are we talking about again? I missed it.
What's that?
Who
He
are you
doesn't know.
talking about?
Oh, McLennan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Is
He's
he
a
acting?
DHS director, and they would have confirmed him in a heartbeat because
Yeah.
he's an Obama holdover is what he is. He got rid of him once already.
Is he acting or is he
They brought him back. Yeah, Democrats will swarm all over him because he'll jack everything he's trying to do. As far as I'm concerned, by giving out those locations on these ice sweeps,
Stupidest thing.
that's obstruction in my book. I don't give a rat's ass who you are.
I agree.
We actually have been working the last several nights locating these people to be picked up. We've got 600 to 800 man hours involved in this. And now it's canceled for 2 fucking weeks. Really? They're not going to be there.
Holy cow.
Oh, yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
director?
Get together.
Is he an acting or is he been?
Well, he's acting, but I don't know if he's going to keep. He's not going to keep them now. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's just wrong. You do not. If you want to announce an operation, that's cool. We do it now and then, but we never say where we're doing it.
Right.
You know, everybody in those cities, every single one of them, they're all going to hole up. Then you got these liberal lawyers telling them, you don't have to answer the door, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, and they school them and all that stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, really. It's ISIS. What's that?
To find a sanctuary church, and I'm going, I guess in some of the more liberal states there might be churches that would recognize it, but I've never known a Fed that would ever recognize a church. They go in and haul your ass out of church like they wouldn't even.
Well, they go legally. They can enter a church. They just don't out of respect for the religion.
Right.
I've plucked people out of church before.
But if their religion is going to abuse our laws, I say God wouldn't like that either. Jesus turned over tables in the temple.
I watch every costume ever made, and they do not go in the churches on the shows. But you can, correct?
They can't.
That again?
Bill did interview or try to interview Mueller after he released his report. As soon as he walked out of the church, all these reporters came crashing in on him.
Well, they do it out of respect for the church. Legally, ICE can go in a church and snag anybody out. They just don't do it out of respect for the church.
Yeah, I don't think they should.
Why?
Unless the church is harboring them knowingly and trying to help them, then all bets are off, Mama. If God wouldn't like that,
We have a church in Tucson, Arizona. It's been harboring a lady for 2 years.
Oh my
2 years. Yeah, it becomes a point where it becomes criminal activity.
Oh, I was thinking
By
like,
the way, just a quick
Well, if they
update.
just run it at church or something, yeah, they're not going to chase them in there. They'll wait them out. But if the church starts harboring them, feeding them, and all that stuff, eventually you just got to go get them.
yeah, okay. I thought you meant like during some church service. I was like,
Oh,
what?
no.
no.
No, Jimmy, no. I promise.
No.
They tell them to go to the churches to harbor them.
Yeah.
Right. To stash
guard the wall.
Been there 2 years.
It's
Hey, everybody.
Tucson.
Just a quick update from the chat. Tigress says, Mike wiping ass with pine cones again. That's why he's so salty.
Say that again.
Yeah, one more time.
Mike wiping ass with pine cones. That's why he's so salty.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I've worked the streets with drugs for 30 years. We're not too politically correct.
I still love you, Titus.
Salty, then what makes me so sweet?
I'll be the first to admit it. I'm an asshole. No question.
That's why we love you.
Yeah, a long time ago, Mike.
Anyway,
I was wondering if anybody saw, and I think it was Laura Loomer on Unite America First or something, some Periscope show I caught. I think it was Laura Loomer that has been sued by the Southern Poverty Law Center for following the churches around who are using buses to transport illegals.
Oh my God.
And the government, well, the sad part is she's saying the government is paying these churches to do it.
Yep, Obama set that up. When they under the law, you have to release somebody out of detention by 20 days, unless you can't identify them. Well, once they're identified, the Democrats' law, Bill and Hillary Clinton did the law, Bush reaffirmed the law, and Obama used it. They've got a bunch of Catholic social services and different churches on board to help these people once they get out of detention to help assimilate them into society. Mainly helping them get on welfare, which has been cut off now. Help them get to where they got to go, where they have people or whatever, stuff like that. And they're making big money.
There's a lot of
So on what grounds can the SPLC sue Laura Loomer? I mean,
none. Every lawsuit the
SPLC just like the Ninth Circuit
we
does.
begged them to sue us, and they wouldn't do it. We begged them to do it. I'd slap Horace East 7 ways a Sunday if I ever ran into him. He's an idiot.
People are always saying they're going to sue somebody, and it's almost almost.
They're going to do it.
I'm going to assume they're not going to. Seriously.
Well, they'll file a suit and stuff, make her spend a little money to defend it, stuff like that. They're crap outfit. They're funded by a bunch of left-wing lunatics, just like the ACLU.
well, they're trying to crush her because they've cut off all of her avenues of making any money at all. So
Yeah, pretty much. But she's making a few bucks. She's on Parler now.
Parlay. Don't go on Parlor where Beth Duffy is.
What now?
Don't go on Parlor where Beth Duffy is.
Yeah. She's on Instagram still, and I talk to her on Instagram every few days.
He's also on Telegram. Has a
Probably, yeah. I don't care for Telegram much. Of course, I don't have time for it for one, but yeah, it's okay though.
You make the rest of us that are not saving the world feel bad. I'm sorry. We have a little bit more on our hands than you do. Word right. So I like Telegram kind of because it's pretty easy to use, but we're not trying to save the world like you, so we have a little bit more time.
Ain't trying to save it either. There ain't no saving what's going on. You just fight like hell against the opposition and give them a bloody nose once in a while. That's all that's going to happen. Listen, I fought the war on drugs for 30 years, and it's the biggest farce I ever saw in my life. Every single administration until Trump was bullshit. And I knew Ronald Reagan personally. I had lunch with him. I've had dinner with him and his wife. I've been to his ranch in California. And I honestly believe, and well, I can tell you, it's a big ass game. Special interest is what runs your government. Mm-hmm. Now they're not, because Trump's not having it. And that's why the Democrats are pissed at him, doing whatever they can to just whatever. That's why. They're globalists. That's who runs this government. And he's trying to dismantle it. That's why they hate him.
I agree with that.
The globalists started when Kennedy was killed. Johnson was the first
before
progressive
Kennedy was
president.
killed. Is why Kennedy was killed.
What's that?
It started before Kennedy was killed. It's why he was killed. It started way back in, I can't remember the date, but
yeah, kind of. But when Kennedy got wind of it, he was going to weed it out.
They decide to start the problem.
You do what?
I said they didn't just shoot Kennedy and decide to start a problem. They already had a problem. They were already the bad guys, and they shot him because they already had this plan in place.
Well, they killed him because he was going to weed them out and get rid of them. That's
right.
I mean, he was going to start by dismantling the preserve back to gold, or
I keep getting
the
feedback from somebody's microphone.
Yeah, and scatter them to something into a million pieces and scatter them to the wind. And they,
yeah, he was what he was talking about. Mm-hmm.
Alice.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to.
There is hope. There is hope. It looks like Le Pen probably will win in France. Boris Johnson will win in the UK. Italy has turned over.
Yeah, it's starting to all come back around full circle.
Yeah. So,
well, I think we're doing a lot of winning. I think there's a lot of anti-globalist sentiment around the world. People are fed up with this shit, and we want our country back. And when I say we, I mean America. But I mean we
Americans, anyway.
The world and other countries. I think
agree.
Want their country back. I think the people of the UK.
Australia got theirs.
Australia
UK is fixing to switch.
Right. And
yeah,
so
look at what's going on in Hong Kong right now. 2 million people hit the streets, and they blocked the extradition or that bill. And China's scared. I don't think they're going to try to militarily, take over.
You mean the Hong Kong thing?
Yeah, Hong Kong thing with 2 million people hitting the streets this last.
They can't make them under China rule now.
But I think there's a big anti-globalist movement. I think, and I said this way, like during the 2016 election, I said this to anybody that would listen. This is globalism versus nationalism. This is people who want freedom. Well, since this is globalism, we'll go with this is people who want to be ruled versus people who want freedom to rule themselves and to make it. And yeah, so that's what this whole thing is about. Even the stuff on the border, this is all connected. They're trying to destroy America because we are the last light of the world. They have done their best to destroy other countries. Other countries are like different countries are at different places in the plan, I guess, if you want to call it. It is a plan. In the plan.
And is to infuse it with enough voters that will swing their way.
Well, sure, yes, and
And
That's
Timmy, also, if you think of it biblically, I grew up thinking the end times would be like what you're saying. But actually being here and seeing it,
Yeah.
now I understand why they did it and how they've done it all these years and we never even knew.
Well, we didn't have social media for the longest part. Nobody knew what was going on except people that worked there. I worked in government almost 40 years.
What they have done with AI and text to speech for the deaf is beyond anything I've ever seen.
Well, this is why I'm probably more aligned with Boogie on censorship, like 8chan, 4chan. I don't think any of that should be censored, taken off. Alex Jones, any of them. All of them should stay up, because those dark web channels have helped spur the international revolt that you're seeing now.
Well, that's true.
Fucking lutely. Yes. Sorry for the... Not sorry. Yes.
Sorry, not sorry.
Welcome to FU Saturday.
Sentence enhancers.
Yeah, sentence enhancers.
The thing is about the globalist markets.
Yes.
The stimulus. Remember the stimulus Bush started and Obama finished?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes. Yes. Well,
that was all money going to the globalists. Every bit of it.
And
every bit of it.
Iran.
Well, and think about it. They said that the money that Obama sent to Iran didn't all go to Iran. It actually went to 3 different places.
Yeah.
They were greasing all the skids because they're all working in tangent together over there. And I can promise you this: none of it's in America's best interest. The only person that's ever stood up for us is Trump.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Saudi Arabia may be our ally, but they are not our friend.
They're only our ally because they don't want us to kick their ass.
That's right. Well, and you know what? Right now we've got something to barter with them on, because they're needing. I think that probably whenever POTUS went over there and negotiated that new deal with the king, I think that at the time, you know, he's needing POTUS's tutelage on how to transfer their economy from an oil-based economy to other ventures, because they're running out of oil over there. And we sold a whole bunch of planes and stuff so that they could start taking care of defending themselves, because I think POTUS is moving us out of the role of being the one to do it, to always go in and save everybody else. I think what I'm teaching them to do is put your own people out there, buy your own planes, do your own thing. We should not be the keeper of the world, especially all of the illegal, aliens that just decide they want to come at the behest. These people aren't just deciding to pick up and move. It's been proven that there's advocates or activists over there telling them that it's okay to come and that they better come now, and telling them how to do it and how to claim it and how to work the system.
Well, and giving them money to come. Well, and it's not just, and they're giving them money to come. And it's not just people from these third world countries such as Honduras, ones that we hear about. It's people from different countries in Africa, different countries in the Middle East.
52 countries.
China, too.
Sure. Oh, we've got Chinese coming across for years. Yeah.
Well, and they take them to Mexico and let them come through. And what they're doing, and I'm 100% convinced of that. You can try to talk me out of it if you want to, but I'm 100% convinced that they're doing this to destroy our country so they can destroy the world.
I will agree with that.
Sure. Well, and that they're sending people with diseases. I'm talking Ebola. I'm talking.
The countries themselves, they're just sending people to get them out of there because they don't want it there.
They can't afford them.
Democrats want voters. That's what they want is voters.
Yes.
Well,
they're losing the black vote. They got to replace them. They're losing the black vote and the Latino vote. They got to replace them somehow. That's why they're wanting to let prisoners vote. That's why they're wanting to let 16-year-olds. They won't even let them. They just moved, I think, buying cigarettes or whatever to 21. But yet they're willing to let a 16-year-old that I wouldn't even trust with my car, much less country, to vote, or you
Well, one problem they're going to have with allowing non-citizens to vote is their votes are null and void in a presidential or a U.S. congressional election.
Well, we say that, but we know that there is enough dubious people in charge that they somehow manage to count them anyway.
Well, they do now because they don't know they're illegal. But we have to get some kind of a vote. We need a voter ID
badly. We can't get it. They said that they cannot implement it by 2020. So the next best thing, I guess, is to work on getting the voter rolls cleaned up as much as we can. And I mean, I've always used a paper ballot. In fact, I took a little sign last time, and I stood outside showing them my sign saying, "Use a paper ballot if you want it to count. They can't. It's harder for them to mess with it."
You know what? Those are.
I don't know if it is.
Florida had a whole bunch of them this last election. Made up boxes of them. You know, and that's the problem. People, you have to get honest people running your elections. Most of your elections departments are ran by counties.
Oh, man.
And a lot of them are Democrats. Maricopa County in Arizona is ran by a Democrat. A Republican in Pinal County, she's honest. I know her. She's no bones at all. They count them all straight up. Maricopa County is what threw it to Kristen Sinema this past year, in that election at the last minute. And then you got California, which is the biggest bastion of voter fraud in the world. It's for it. In town,
plus,
I talked to him, and they cleaned up some of the voter rolls in L.A., but that doesn't do anything. When you've got elections departments that are sitting there with boxes of them to count, if the DOJ came in to count, they have the ballots for the count.
I saw that. It was L.A. only.
What's that?
I did see that. It said L.A. only. Out of California.
Yeah, they're going after other places as well. Absolutely.
Well, thank God there's a couple of upstate New York counties that are fighting the illegal driver license law that Andrew Cuomo just signed.
That's what I was going to point out. In New York, did you see the guy?
You're automatically registered to vote when you get your license here. All you have to do is check a box.
Right.
Register me to vote.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy that's the conscientious objector, and he said that he's had a lot of the others contact him saying that that they feel like they're being made to violate their oath.
Right.
And he told them that if they would send information to him if they thought somebody was illegal that was trying to vote, he was sending it through to the tip line. So I bet you know nothing. They try to stop him and put him out of business because
if they do, don't do a rich man.
I want to say hey to Ben. I just looked up and saw Ben say hey to me. It's the first comment I've seen. I'm like, hey Ben, what you got there, Ben?
Thing I wanted to add on that on the voter ID or just the voter fraud is I think a lot of it is the SES. Most of these people, I mean, they're out in the country everywhere, and they're in these civil community. I mean, they're paid like what, 100,000 something a year, and there's over 65,000 of them. And all President Trump has to do is reduce their salary to $1, and that would get rid of 90% of the fraud.
Really?
In what department is that?
The SES, I can't even remember what that name is.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that is either.
I think it was Elizabeth Warren that set up, and it's outside government control other than the president controlling the person.
Oh, that's the consumer agency. Yeah, I know what you mean.
No.
Gotta just
Find it right quick.
It's not a consumer agency. It's a
It's a government agency.
They set up where they were laundering money through it to all their little closet. And it's a government agency, and Elizabeth Warren was running it, Pocahontas, and Trump came in and started taking it apart, and they've been, what's his name? The one I love so, not Stephen Miller, but that name. No. Oh yeah.
You guys can read each other's minds now?
I hate when I can't.
Mahoney.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy that's in charge of the numbers. He found it and got control of their budget and was taking it all away from them. That was way back when. But there's also he's also trying to defund or get furlough all of the workers in the personnel and management, because they're the ones that are cherry picking libwits to fill positions that are sabotaging Trump and everything he's trying to do.
Most agencies
today.
That agency she had was a Consumer Financial Protection.
Yeah, that's what she had. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the SES. The SES is the deep state. There's something executive services, if I remember correctly. And
I thought it was executive administration, but
SES is something, I don't know what the first S stands for, but the second two are executive service, I'm pretty sure.
Senior
executive services.
oh,
Those are people who work for the president, who work for the government, that you cannot fire them. There's no firing of them, and so they do what the fuck they want.
I told you that's false. The president can fire anybody from any agency within the government except Congress.
Well, then he needs to do it. And he needs to do it because over 500 people who are you can't fire them. It's people that Obama appointed to be a part of his administration or something. I can't remember. No.
Yeah, I get that.
OES, Office of Executive Services.
Senior Executive Services, I think, is what's got. Yeah.
That's it. Senior Executive Services.
It's the deep state. These are the people who run.
Yeah, that's what people
Obama
call the
stacked
shadow
the
government.
government before he left. He started stacking them the first day he was president. Every single agency.
Right. Well, and I think it actually started before Obama, but I might be wrong about that. But I know that he at least appointed a number of them, a large.
Oh, God. He laid people in there like crazy. I talked to a supervisor at Office of Personnel Management. If you get a hiccup in your pension, which I did, I talked to her, and she says, you know what? She says, Obama stacked this agency with so many people don't have high school diplomas. Some don't come to work but one day a week, maybe two. They come in, they give them assignments to do. They go in on the computer, they purge the file. They're done, they leave, get paid. Obama unionized a whole lot of those agencies.
Right.
Wow.
And so,
that ought to be against the law. I don't think you ought to be able to work for the government and be in a union. It is critical to each other. They should not be allowed. I disagree. You want to go work in the private sector and join a union, go ahead. But when you work for the government, you work for us.
wait a minute.
Us.
That's what Reagan did with the Air Traffic Controllers Union.
Yeah, he fired every one of them, and he should have.
Yeah,
he's like, if you
I
don't,
think they ought to go in and lay them all up down and say, "You're fired. Be gone."
be gone.
Management has a lot of inept people. When you take 3 and 4 months to try to get your pension straightened out, that sucks. My daughter retired from the Forest Service as a firefighter. It'll be 3 years this coming November. She still doesn't have her first check.
3 years.
Wow.
I'm still waiting for being a housewife.
What'd you say, Kimmy?
I'm still waiting for my first check for being a housewife, and so far,
I'm still working on my white privilege card.
yeah, and I got mine in the mail, and I went and swiped it at the little white privilege machine, and not one motherfucking thing happened.
Did you not have anything on your account?
No.
I'm doing like that, don't you?
You need to talk to your husband.
I was expecting like people to bow down at me or give me
Or your sugar daddy.
money.
One of them's not treating you right, Kimmy.
Did you try your woman card?
Oh boy.
Tried my woman.
Oh, please.
Didn't Hillary have the little woman card? Remember?
Oh my God.
When I went to swipe, my
I keep seeing a picture.
expired, and I had to use my pussy card.
Bill, call it that next time.
Is the
Okay,
missing part?
I see two live pictures of two men and two women, and I see a picture of this pretty blonde that pops up on the screen. Who is that?
That pretty blonde is Beth.
Where is she?
That's me.
You need to haul your ass down here to Arizona.
Yeah.
Just mess.
I haven't.
She's on Parlor if you want to talk. If you want to talk to her.
She's on Parlor.
She didn't know what I
I think we should contact the Parlor and tell them my thing about Parlor with an O. If you're looking
You do. Because it's going to happen.
I thought it was pretty smart and funny and witty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spell it that way till I die now.
What's your screen name on Parlor? You get a lot of people add me every day. You may already be on my page. I may be
What's your screen name? Parlor with an E or Parlor with an O, Mike?
with an E.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Owen.
I don't go to those other sites. Try.
Because
Oh,
if
I
you
own them.
like, we can all hang up and just let you and Beth have the floor.
Yeah, Dawn might be in the room.
We'll exchange phone numbers later.
He still doesn't know.
On Parlor, yeah.
Now,
Oh.
Beth, does Mike let you date?
Do what?
I was asking Beth if Mike lets her date.
I don't think he knows I exist.
Oh, he's not.
Bird.
So
He
when I
needs
do
to start
anything
paying
that
attention.
matters,
I think he'll notice you from now on, Beth. He's now seeing your little face.
I'll tell him my mic.
Oh, yes, I was talking about her husband, Mike. Sorry. I forgot we had two Mikes. Not used to that one.
Oh man, I totally messed
He'll never say the wrong name in bed.
Oh, yes.
My ex-brother-in-law was married to a Sherry, and he divorced her and married another Sherry. And I said, well, he was just being safe. He could never call out the wrong name by accident.
Oh my God.
That was a good one, Kimmy. I like that.
It was. Scott, Phil, please chime in.
Well, I was going to say it's actually after 10 o'clock already, so
Oh, Bill's
Really?
not. He's ready for bed.
Well,
no. We can't.
why don't we just, since we have a late start, why don't we
Fast.
let everybody stay for a Merry Promises Kept that wants to? And
I got to leave at about 10
Okay,
15
Mike.
Friday. Cities of Liberty.
Okay, so we'll just stay on for the.
Yeah, a few minutes.
so, guys,
Anybody got questions or
want
anything?
to know about the border? Is there anything, Mike, you would want us to know about the border that you don't think that even, that we're pretty woke patriots? Is there anything that you would want us to know that you've never had a chance to just say, guys, y'all could have missed
Oh,
it?
not really. Everybody pretty much knows what's going on. There's no exaggeration. It's a total shit show.
Wow.
Total shit
I
show.
cannot believe they let it get this bad. And are allowed to, I mean.
That's because we're not set up to handle this amount of people.
I know, but the
Our Border
difference not
Patrol
that.
stations are set up for maybe a dozen at a time. And
No,
God, Border Patrol's even renting drugstores and stuff that are been closed down to house these people.
Oh,
And they're
wow.
bringing in tents. We got a lot of tents now. A lot of tents in Arizona and Texas. But they're renting buildings. They rented an old Rexall drugstore and turned it into a kitchen so they could feed these
Wow.
people. Oh, yeah. And it stretches their budget pretty thin. And a lot of Border Patrol agents aren't out in the field. They're in the detention centers taking care of kids and people.
Not doing what they should be doing.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
So
my
Border
God.
Patrol announced here about a month ago that they're going to hire people to be sitters or whatever, to come in and help feed people and take care of things.
Yeah.
It's a new position, and
Wow.
TSA has sent people down to do some of that.
Oh, Lord. Tell them to keep their hands to themselves.
Mike, I heard they spent $2 million on diapers. There's too many dollars about money.
Oh, that's easy.
I mean, can you imagine?
Oh yeah, the medical bills. They bust them over to hospitals and clinics and stuff for medical treatment. And
How many of them are pregnant when they come over?
Women, probably.
Oh,
Out of
man.
I know of one instance of a group of 100 that came into Yuma. 5 of those were pregnant that I know of. There
But they
could
were
have been.
giving even girls as young as 8 and 10 years old, if they've started their period, that they were giving on pregnancy tests.
Yeah,
Are
they're
you
doing
kidding
pregnancy
me?
tests and they're doing DNA tests now with these family units.
Oh, because the kids are getting raped.
They need to. They
honey, these mamas from like Honduras or from wherever, they send their kids. I keep going blurry. These mamas, they will send their kids up to Mexico, and I'm talking like as soon as they're old enough to like hit puberty, the daughters, they will put them on the pill because they know they don't want them to get pregnant on the route up.
Oh my
And
they're going to get
God.
raped.
They will be getting raped. It's like a 100% guarantee. Here's the thing. If y'all want to hear what I think about this immigration bullshit, it pisses me off for so many reasons. And it is not because I don't want people to come into my country. I'm fine with people coming into my country. I love multicultural crap. I love it. Look, okay, so I like weird shit. I like people. I like to learn stuff. I'm yay. Okay, I love people. I love all of them. Most of them, not all of them. Just to be true. But the thing that pisses me off is that this is not the humanitarian way to go about it. Whatever their governments are doing to them, and let's just pretend for a moment that we don't think that there's people from other countries into Mexico to infiltrate our border. Let's just say that we believe the bullshit lie that they're only coming from South American and Central American countries. Let me take a breath. What pisses me off is that allowing illegal immigration is not a humanitarian thing to do, because these people, they come through and they are getting raped, they are getting sold, they are giving all of, like they're saving all this money for all this period of time. They're giving it to some asshole to help them traverse their way through the country to get up to our border. And on the way there, along the way, they're told, oh crap, look at this, you ran out of money. Now you get to sit here in this fucked up town and get raped by all these people so that we can get the money that the people pay to rape you, because they call it prostitution, but it's rape. And they, so I'm pissed off. So then they have to sit there and earn their way to make the other portion of the trip. And then who knows what the fuck happens to the kids, because the kids are, I'm sorry for the words, I'm not sorry for the words. Who knows what happens to the kids, because they're not even supervised. Their parents are like back here in Honduras land doing whatever, and they sold into slavery. They get sold into child trafficking, child prostitution. Not just the women, it's the kids too. There's nobody to protect these people, because when you get to a situation like that, it's every man for himself, every man, woman, child for
We
themselves.
find women and children running loose in the desert because of coyote left.
Yes, and then
Take money, go running in across the border a couple, 3-4 miles, and turn around and go back to Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Do it all the time.
A question for you, Mike, in the chat room is from Grandma Smith. Mike, if he's seen a difference since Mex started helping.
What, say the question again?
Ask Mike if he's seen a difference since Mexico started helping.
Okay.
Some, yeah. And they do have troops on the border, on their southern border now. We have people from our counterterrorism people are down there, and they're doing head counts, and they're watching. They talk to the troops, and Mexico's actually doing what they say. But you still got a lot of people that filter through Mexican towns and stuff, and some of them they don't know if they're illegal or not. They look a lot like Mexicans, so unless they have some kind of probable cause, they won't mess with them. But the problem is, this migrant thing. Okay, a migrant, they're migrants until they cross illegally. If they want to come to a port of entry and ask for asylum, that's fine. Ask for asylum. But when you get denied, and you go back home. But what a lot of them are doing, they're not even going to the ports of entry. Coyotes are finding them, and they're getting their money, And like she said, they prostitute them, everything else, and then they'll take them, 20 miles down from the port of entry and they'll cross them illegally. Then they become a criminal. So, it's just, it's right now, it's like whipping a dead horse. It's bad.
I want to go back to what Kimmy was talking about. The Nixon whole mess there. Some of this stuff has been leaking out of the trial about the sex trafficking, the prostitution and everything, which is connected to the border. Interesting, isn't it? And there's some big names coming out of Hollywood and probably in D.C. that will be coming out. And we heard, was it last night on Pirate Radio, maybe a connection to Wiener's laptop as well. But interesting how the Iran thing pops up right as the Nixon trial is really coming out with some groundbreaking news.
Wow, I didn't put that together.
Yeah, everything is to protect the
trafficking ring discovered in the State Department under Hillary, and the whole investigation was swept. All of it. All of it.
And
Haiti. All of it. What's that?
Haiti, all that that she pulled in.
She fleeced those people good. Yep, they fleeced them for millions.
They didn't just fleece them for millions. They stole their children and sold them across the border to whatever. What is it?
Well, that's the word that goes around. But you know what? I've seen no evidence of that. Until I see evidence.
That woman got arrested for doing it.
And Hillary did help her get out of jail.
Got arrested. So you got to watch some of this stuff you get on social media and on some of this stuff, because some people put some pretty nice shit together. We've been watching stuff like this for years. We do human smuggling cases. We do hundreds of them a year. And I've seen a lot of stuff put out that is just flat wrong.
So are
now, whether she did or not, maybe she did.
Are you telling me that woman
I need more concrete evidence than somebody just saying it.
Well,
well, Mike, she was arrested in Haiti and in jail. Sitting in jail when Hillary's State Department came down and got her out.
Yeah.
Hillary's
Where did you learn this?
Yeah, I hadn't heard that yet either.
Where did you learn this at?
I read some articles about it. I'm trying to think of where it was, but one by Fox, maybe even.
Yeah, and I thought I saw that on Fox too.
On tonight's front page, the State Department is coming out saying human trafficking in America amongst the worst in the world.
That's what I'm talking about. The State Department.
But my understanding was that they were using those kids from Haiti for not only sex trafficking, human trafficking, but also with the Satanists and things like that.
I don't know about that for a second. I really don't doubt it, but I want to see more of it. I want to see what's going on. I want to see the crux of it, because we can get involved in that.
Her name is Laura Salzman, and I don't know if that's her current name or her previous name, because she changed her name. She's now.
Do you have anything on her where we can find her or anything like that?
Well, Salzman's on trial. She's the NXIVM girl. Weren't you thinking, Kimmy, of you're thinking of that lady that was heading the nonprofit that went over supposedly to bring some of the orphan children back over. They stopped her with like 50 of them in her possession, and they took her in to my understanding was they took her into custody. Right. And my understanding was that Hillary at the time was good friends with her and was in cahoots with her in some other ways and helped get her out.
That's right.
She now runs the Amber Alert system.
Yes, she does. And I cannot remember her name for the life of me.
I said it wrong. It's Laura Silsby.
Yes, that's her.
Okay. Well, somebody send us something on our Twitter on it. We'll look, because we're hooked in with Amber Alert pretty heavy.
Well, I wouldn't be hooked up with Amber Alert because they're full of a bunch of fucking pedophiles, dude.
That you don't know that either, okay? Amber Alert does a lot of good work, and until I see evidence other than comes out of your mouth, okay, it's bullshit. All right, I've been in this business longer than you've been alive.
I'm just telling you.
You ain't
We
telling me
can
nothing.
we don't have to be
You've
rude.
been at this longer than you've been alive.
Okay, hold on, guys. I will say though that in every
I love both of you.
hold on. In every organization, there are people doing
Yes, there is.
bad stuff.
Whether there is an Amber Alert or not, I have no idea. But some of the work they do, finding kids, yeah. And finding kids, I mean law enforcement finds them.
I mean, you're talking the Red Cross, across every organization. These weirdos get in there because that's easy access. That's well
weirdos
known.
everywhere. There's weirdos in churches.
Yeah.
There's weirdos in your local grocery store. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Schools, they're everywhere. Yeah.
That's right. So for me to say that there's an interwar system is probably not too far off.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it, but
Mm-mm.
Something tells me we've had this conversation before.
Well, yeah. I mean, they are everywhere, and that's the thing that we have to be willing to face is the fact that there are predators all over the world, and if we're not willing to see it, then we can't help. We can't do anything to fix the problem if we can't see the problem, or if we refuse to see the problem.
Yeah, because I've never seen us talk about it like we are right now.
Yeah.
Never gotten that deep or passionate about it.
well, what is strange now is that you see so many more arrests now than I don't even in our local area here. It's every day someone's being arrested for molesting a child. It's just insane now. I've never seen anything like it.
Our child predator unit takes down between 25 and 30 a weekend. And
It's
another probably 60
no
here in a
surprise.
week.
No
See,
surprise at all.
That's just awful. That's just
It
awful.
is.
And that's the thing that bothers me is that the left they take credit for being such great people, and I think that in a lot of ways
They
like
created these issues.
they created. But I'm talking about like the population, like the general population. I think that for the most part they do have a good heart, and they think that they are on the right side, but they don't see what is happening. They don't see that what they see is that these people are fleeing their government. They see that these people are fleeing being abused by people. What they don't see, because they're not told, is what happens on their way here. They don't see the hardship that they go through to get here. And if they would go
People leave Guatemala and Honduras.
yeah,
A lot of nice stuff. They have no reason to leave there. Obama instituted this in 2014. They advertised down there to come to America.
right.
That first the first bunch of migrants that came under him, remember, in 2014?
Yeah.
Remember that? That was all planned by
Okay.
him and
Not
our
know that.
CIA, John Brennan. They did that.
Well, you see these caravans; they're carrying iPhones and they're well equipped to
Sure.
go
Okay.
7,000
Yeah.
miles. It's just
I see them
unbelievable.
every single day. I come in contact with them every single day. Yeah, they got money, they got iPhones, decent clothes. And you ask a lot of them why they come here. They said they come here to go to work. Where did you get your money to come here? Then they clam up.
Oh, yes, because they have
The
a job.
Soros and
It's
all
like
that
Peraza,
budget too.
Catholic Social Services, the Democrat Party. They're all funding that crap. They're funding every bit of it.
Well, and I know you have to remember from and this might be what you're referring to because I kind of got distracted for a second, but those trains that were coming, and they were like human beings. If you're looking at them as human beings, as a society, that these were like children, just not even were. They were just like attached to these
Right.
trains.
But it was like they were hanging on for life.
Oh, you're talking about those trains that come up from the southern Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the people on them?
Maybe what, 4 years ago? 5 now?
Those have been going on for some of them even happened under Bush.
Yeah.
They get those trains down there in the yards, they just have to do it. The train people don't care, they just go. If they want to ride, they ride.
Well,
And my understanding is we have these huge amounts of money going between the U.S. and Mexico, and the story is, it's the immigrants sending it to their families, but in reality, the majority of it's going to the cartels and the drug lords.
The government
pay for their
gets a piece
trip.
of that. The government gets a piece of that, and what they do is they go here, they work, and we've actually been in a Safeway and a Walmart on our way to the field. 20, 30 Mexicans in line to send money back.
Oh my
I asked the
God.
lady at a Safeway grocery store, I says, how much money you sent back in a day? She goes, let me see here. She says, well, so far today, since 9 o'clock this morning, and I think it was a little after noon, she says we've sent back, it was a $500,000. And that's just one store.
Yeah,
One
well,
grocery store.
20 years ago, when I worked in the Pennsylvania region, right around Philadelphia, Kennett Square, Lancaster,
Tell us the address.
there are tons of illegals in that area. And the sad part is, what the media doesn't tell you is that these guys live 18 to 20 to a house, right?
Yeah, hell, I didn't know.
They buy hardly any food. They all pitch in for rent for a house. They hardly buy anything here. They work for cash, and there are so many check cashing Western Union stores down there. And the sad part is, these guys are putting honest small business owners out of business.
Yeah,
That's
and the
true.
food fraud is horrendous.
Say it again, Mike.
Not only that, but you know what makes it worse is those very same people that are here illegally can cross the border with such ease that they'll stay here for several months working, sending money back. Then they go home for a while, see their family, and then come back and do it again.
We have DACA kids actually smuggling people in. It happens every single day. They catch people that are DACA recipients bringing people in from Mexico. DACA recipients smuggling in drugs in their vehicles through ports of entry. They get caught, but still, these DACA kids are tough shit. You're still illegal. I don't care if you came here when you were 6 months old. You should have got your business straightened out, whatever. But a lot of them have been caught. They catch them every single day here in Arizona.
This was over 20 years ago, and I had an illegal tell me right to my face, "You Americans are stupid. You let us do this." And here I am. I turn around. My friend next to me, he and his partner owned a small painting company. They were going out of business because they could not compete with $5 an hour.
Exactly.
Yeah, these guys were in their 50s. That was 20 years ago, and this guy's going, what do I do now?
Yeah, that's part of what Trump's trying to address now.
Sad.
Democrats are how good they are for the economy. That is so stupid. If they're so good for an economy, why don't they be good for their own goddamn economy?
Well, but what I wonder is what's wrong with stopping the immigration that we have, not stopping the legal immigration, but stopping the illegal immigration that we have, increasing the jobs like we're doing, and then let us get to the point where we need more people, and then we just increase the amount of legal immigrants that we allow. There's what's wrong with that?
We have a program that allows some to come in legally, but the ones that we're getting that are coming in illegally, they're first starters, they broke the law, and most of them aren't educated at all. Very few, and some can't even write their own name. And where are you going to put them at in the workforce? Really?
Well, those are the ones, Mike, that are hurting the middle class, like the small business owner, putting him out of business.
Yeah, landscaping businesses in California, even some here in Arizona, are all owned by Mexicans.
All Florida too.
Huh?
All of Florida too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Florida. I forgot about that. Yeah, well, in other states as well, but yeah, we don't need them
anywhere and pick up any number you want of illegals at nearly any corner in Texas, Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
You drive up and load up as many of them as you want in the car to take them to do anything you want for you for just about any price.
It used to be that way here. Arizona put a stop to that here. You can't get day labor at a Home Depot anymore here.
Oh, you can't.
No, they quit it. Actually, a lot of Home Depots quit it on their own.
I tried to hire James R. at a Home Depot, but INS chased him away.
Probably. We're still hunting him.
That's funny.
But it's going to be hard to stop. As long as they come in through the rural areas in the desert, we're still going to need Border Patrol. We're still going to need our organization. We're still going to need the technology, because it's just, like I said, a few migrants go to the port of entry and ask for asylum the right way. but the vast majority are not. They're going down into the boondocks and they're trying to sneak in through the desert. And now they're finding some of them dead in the desert because it's too damn hot. And they know this. They know it's hot. They know that they got to have so much water to get so far, and they try it anyway. It's stupid.
Going out into the desert, leaving emergency water for them to help them.
Yeah, there's organizations that do that. Yeah.
When does it become, the fact that they're helping people break the law? When does it become something that they become culpable for? Is what I get. They're down there telling them to come up here and helping fund it and telling them that we won't do anything if they do. When does it become something we can prosecute and put their sorry asses in jail?
They had a case in Tucson here recently, called No More Deaths. Okay, putting water out is one thing. I begrudge nobody water or medical treatment. Nobody. I don't care where you come from, what your situation is. Right. But started taking them in and harboring them. And what they didn't know was a lot of them they were doing were cartel mules, drug mules, that came up short in the desert. They took them in, fed them for a few days, and they hauled them into court under criminal things, and they ended up with a hung jury. Now, Tucson, Arizona is pretty liberal, and down there I can see it. And they've tried prosecuting them once before for this stuff, but leaving the water and stuff out, there's no crime against that. But when you start taking them in, clothing them, feeding them, giving them transportation through the state, then that becomes illegal as hell.
Yeah, well, and I don't have a problem with preventing someone from dying.
No.
Yeah, so the water.
Nobody does. You know how many babies I've carried out of the desert for a mile in 115 degree heat? Probably a couple dozen.
Oh, wow.
I think it's wrong to go down to these countries and tell them how to come foster it. Tell them that they should be, the Congress is practically inviting them here. I think that kind of thing should be flat illegal. I don't get when it passes into something that they can be prosecuted for.
And prosecute who?
These activists and all these nonprofit activists that are going down to these other countries, telling them to come, telling them that we'll give them free medical with jobs and everything else.
La Raza does it. The Catholic Church does it. A lot of them do it. They counsel them in the detention centers. You can't deny them legal counsel. And you can thank Hillary and Bill Clinton for all this. They started it, and now that we're hung with it because of the mass migration up here, we're screwed because Trump has to follow the law. Just imagine if he didn't follow the law. Holy shit, did everybody come unglued at that point?
Mike, I have a question on the more
positive.
I have a question on the more positive side. I was wondering, let's look ahead. If Trump gets the wall up the way he wants, right, the entire border, and with the accessories and stuff that comes with it, what will that future look like?
It'll be a lot less than what it is now, because that design of fence they're putting up, if you try to come over it, chances of you falling off the other side 30 feet to the ground are pretty good. When the El Centro fence was finished, a woman tried it. She fell. She broke a collarbone, her left leg in two places, and her wrist. And then ever since then, everybody has come over it has broke something because they fall because they can't hang on to it. So, we need a fence. And it'll also slow them up enough that Border Patrol can get there. We got 1,900 miles of desert here.
Good point.
Walk with a broken finger.
It takes a lot of bodies to cover it.
Well,
it'll slow it up.
On a negative note, it's going to be a few years before that wall is completed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If he doesn't get reelected, you can probably count on it getting dropped. We would have had more now if Gianna Napolitano hadn't stopped it her first week as Secretary of Homeland Security. She stopped it, all of it. There was money there for a wall there then, from the Bush years.
I want to go back to the children one more time, because this this has gotten lost on the news. I haven't heard a thing about it. I heard it on Hannity maybe 2 weeks ago that Border Patrol was going to start doing more DNA tests of the children because a high percentage are not with their relatives when they cross the border.
That's true. But you know what? The media, including Hannity, has been far behind. They've been DNA testing since November.
Right.
Media is so far behind on everything. And I like Sean. I like Breitbart. Those.
But but Mike, it's gotten kind of lost again. Because the media doesn't want to talk about the fact that these children are being brought over by people that have no relation whatsoever to these kids, and that makes it ties into all the Nexium stuff that's going on and the human trafficking and the disgusting whatever they're doing.
Let's see, 2 weeks ago, they discovered here in Arizona that this one kid was trafficked in here 6 times. 6 times. And they discovered it being rented out by the folks in Mexico so they could get in here for a family deal. They're renting them out to them for that reason. And then when they discover that's not true, they kick them back, and then they rent them again.
Okay, so this Nexium thing, it was connected. Is it Keith Raniere is the one who ran it? Well, he was BFFs with a guy whose last name is Salinas. I can't remember his first name, but he's the son of Salinas. Was the son of Carlos.
Say that again?
It's the son of Carlos Salinas. His name?
Yeah, we know who they are.
It starts with an E. Can you remind me what his name is?
Not right off the top of my head. One of our smuggling investigators could tell you.
Okay. And so there is that connection to the Salinas family, the Nexium stuff. I mean, it's connected to a lot, and I'm looking forward to what I think is going to happen. I've been saying this for a long time, and so I would like for everybody to remember that I'm about to say it again, just in case I'm right. But I think what's going to happen for Hillary to go down, and et cetera, not just Hillary, but the Clinton Foundation, everything involved with it, I think it's going to be a Haiti connection. I think they're going to start investigating what happened in Haiti.
They might, but there's nothing yet.
Yeah,
I'm looking into that pretty deep. We already know what she's been down for.
There's so much they're connected with. It's
there
like
is. If they pulled up everything that she was connected with and did it, they would be investigating for 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, you can't do that with her.
Just to put cases together.
Yeah.
They got enough right now to put her in for life.
Yeah, well,
several lifetimes over, it seems like.
What did you say?
There's so much that she's. What to me is mind-boggling is that they basically single-handedly controlled our government. This one corrupt couple, and so infiltrated and so afraid of being arkansased that they've been able to elude prosecution or anybody that was going to tell them die. All that kind of stuff. That shows you how evil, how connected, how, they had to have their son. Can you imagine how many people they've got stuff on? It's mind-boggling.
She goes down, taking half of DC with her. She did say that.
Say that again?
no,
He said if she goes down, she's going to take half of DC with her.
That's
Probably so.
Or do you think she would? Is she narcissistic enough that she would go to jail?
Oh, she wouldn't have a choice. She'd have to go to jail, but she would squeal on everybody.
No, I saying, do you think she'd kill herself first? I think she's narcissistic.
No, she's too much narcissistic for that. Yeah,
again,
she
Mike.
would go down swinging.
Well, tying into what Doc was just talking about, and I don't know if you can find this out, Mike, but what's interesting is and I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here, but the 3 detectives from New York City that committed suicide mysteriously that were tied to that Winter laptop. Any intel on that at all? Because that is just too strange.
We haven't dug off into that. We're off into Congress right now.
Okay.
We have direct evidence of a lot of Congress people that took money from the Mexican government And we believe that's another reason why they're not doing anything with this border.
Wow.
We're working out a lot of it. We've already connected Paul Ryan, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, but we don't have enough on her to make a case. But we're working on it. And there's others.
Did you find that odd, though, that 3 detectives mysteriously killed themselves?
It is odd. Yeah, it's odd. Very odd.
And they're all tied to that same case. That is just...
The thing is, I don't see a New York City detective taking his life for something like that, because most of them are fighters.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, we have to dig into that, but we just don't have the resources to dig into
One
it.
of them was about to retire. You think
What's
he's going to commit? One of them was weeks away from retirement. Do you think he's really going to kill him? Went to see his wife at the hospital. She'd had a little bit of surgery, and then left her and went and shot herself. That does not make sense.
It doesn't. A lot of it doesn't make sense. But we don't get all the details either. That's another part of the problem.
Sure.
We don't get all the details. And somebody somewhere knows something. And nobody in D.C. or that whole area over there can keep a secret. Eventually it'll come out, just like everything else has.
Well, picture this. Imagine the people that are on that laptop. I mean, people, names we probably don't even know, but these people are probably super powerful, tied to everybody, and
I don't want that for a second.
You don't want to mess with that because...
Nope, you don't. That's why, what's her name down in Florida? Schultz. That goofy bitch down there in Florida. What's her name?
Spaghetti here.
Spaghetti Schultz. Did you see the connection fit she had with the Capitol Police over the laptop?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they don't like that because all the crimes are on them.
That was revealing.
I didn't curl that day. She was so panicked.
Yeah.
Somebody asked in the chat room if Hillary's brother dying was suspicious or not.
Nah, I don't know. I don't really care.
And nobody said
to be honest with you,
anything.
I don't care.
I don't either. It was just weird.
Yeah, it happens. You know, who knows why? I don't know why. How did he die? Did they say it? Anybody know?
No, we have no idea.
It's been sealed by a judge.
A judge sealed his death.
Yeah.
There's always
What the hell
something
had that done?
Everything around them is weird. Everything.
There's something to that. There's something to that.
I
Well,
know.
I wonder if it isn't part of what's going on in her. She is being investigated
Wow.
on several fronts. Several, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Durham does not play games. Neither does Barr. They're not playing games here.
No, this is not.
They have special teams of investigators that nobody even knows who they are. They're FBI agents that were brought in from all over the country. None are from D.C., none are from New York, none are from that beltway over there at all. Every
right.
one of them are independents from everywhere. And nobody knows who they are but Durham. That's it. This is they're moving. They're moving. I talked to Matt Whitaker 2 weeks ago. He started all this shit in motion when he was in there. And he's as right wing as they come. And he hates Hillary. He hates Congress. He hates every member of Congress, even the ones even Republicans. He has no use for none of them because there's only very few that actually stand up and open their mouth. And in the ones who are opening their mouth, they know other stuff they can open their mouth about, and they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Whitaker should be the next press secretary.
Good question. I have no clue.
Well, I was saying Whitaker would make what I was saying. Whitaker would make it great.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great, but I don't think he'd do it.
He wouldn't. Yeah.
That's
You tell that Matt Whitaker that I do love him.
a waste of his talent, press secretary.
I cook him a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
That's
You see that?
convincing, Doc.
James in the chat.
Huh?
That shit
James in
is.
the chat.
I don't see him.
Don't see him.
No.
You'll see on Ladies of Liberty, he'll have a picture of that that says 0 fucks given to Congress.
Right.
He told me that over the phone, so I made that meme and I gave it to James, and so now we use it. And he don't give two shits what they think.
Well,
You notice his body language when he testified. He doesn't give sweet shits about those people. He hates them all. He
he'd
knows
be
they
a,
all need to be in
I
prison.
like him so much.
that was a good choice for press secretary, whoever said that, but that's kind of a waste of his talent.
Yeah,
I think it was meant more as
I don't
a
think he'd work for that kind of money.
Plus,
either. They don't make much.
He'd be arrested for assault after Acosta asked him his first question. He beat the hell out of him.
Like him around town.
Yeah.
We need a MAGA-based Saturday Night Live.
The top
Yeah,
three.
what?
MAGA-based SNL Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night
No,
Live.
not this. I said that's the show you all need to make. It's
Hey, listen, folks. I'm being paid, so I got to scoot.
Okay. Thank you, Mike, for coming on.
We'll talk to you. Be careful.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Mike.
All right, bye.
I thought we were the Saturday Night SNL.
No, I thought you all should do parodies and skits. I'm not being Carol Burnett here.
I think Mike had to go
Oh, there
to Ladies of Liberty.
Yeah, that was great that he came on. I appreciate that. That was cool having him on.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah, although I'm along with you, Kimmy. I'm really more kind of, I hate to say it, but you know, with everything that I've researched and everything I've read, I'm very, very fearful that the pedophiles, the Satanists, the globalists, I think they have permeated every nook, crook, and cranny of our government, a lot of our nonprofits, a lot of our churches, anywhere where they would be in a position to be able to, you know, move on their deepest desires. So I'm kind of like you. I'm wish that I wasn't maybe so jaded, but I'm just thinking that there's going to be a lot more of it to come to life than what a lot of people are realizing.
Well, and I've got to say, you using the word jaded, I just want to like jump from that and say, like, I'm the opposite of a jaded person. So if you ever get me to the point that I am jaded, it's because I'm learning fucking a lot of shit. I don't get jaded like just because.
Right.
So if this thing is happening, it's because I've seen a bunch of shit happening. I don't just like, freak out.
Right. Well, and I think oftentimes people don't realize that what I try to do, and I think a lot of you do as well, I don't really consider something as even most likely or likely until I've read it from at least two sources, preferably three or more. If you're interested in hearing more of some of these things, there's so many people that you can follow to get very reputable journalistic deep dives where they get this from numerous open sources. None of this anonymous sources or anything like that. So I think, I'm like you. I considered myself to be kind of a woke person even before this happened, but it shocked me to the core. The depths of depravity that in our empathy just didn't realize was going on.
Well, and okay, so there was I think it was called If I Were the Devil by Paul Harvey.
Yes.
And basically saying, like, if I were the devil, here's what I would do. Well, one thing, if I were the devil, I would shove all the pedophiles I could into all the different places that I could find that were supposed to help children.
Right.
So it just makes sense to me. I mean, evil, there is good and evil. And if you believe that, then you have to believe that evil is doing its thing, and so I
think that that's one of the first tools that Satan has used on us as human beings, and that evil is kept perpetuating, is the best way for the devil to catch us off guard is to try to convince us that evil doesn't exist. So if you have people that are not even facing the fact that there is evil, then they're not looking for it. And we become apathetic. And then by the time you realize there might be a problem, then you're going to get off your butt and go do something about it. So it gets to be a cycle that I think we've perpetuated with our apathy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they use that. I think the devil tries to use it by trying to convince us that we're crazy, that, oh, these things couldn't really be happening. And it does every day.
Can I raise my hand?
Of course.
There are some words I am not getting from this. We're talking about kids and evil.
Right.
Okay. I'm just making sure because I hear one thing and then I see somebody else say something. And I'm just trying to put it all together.
Yeah, we're talking about like the devil or Satan or whatever, evil being used against the children of the world. I don't know how much time we have left.
We've got 15 minutes. I'm gonna hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna run Chris Mack's commercial quick. Okay, it's like 30 seconds or 35 seconds, I think.
Snappy, because I got something else to say.
Okay, here it goes.
They're on 2X.
Hello, everyone. Chris McDonald of the Mac Files broadcast. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to listen every Monday through Friday night from 10 to 11 p.m. on Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube, Twitch, Switch, and other outlets that we're adding every day, Podbean as well. The Mac Files is a nightly broadcast of conservative talk, interviews, and encouragement from the realm of the president to mega community to the realm of faith and deep state politics, trying to expose darkness, expose pedophilia, expose the occult ties to our nation, and also bring encouragement to those that need encouragement in this last hour. The Mac Files will not disappoint with each guest we have. They bring a wide range of variety of information and inspiring talk right here every night, Monday through Friday from 10 to 11. We also have a pirate radio show at 11:30 for the late nighters on Friday night, and a faith show on Sunday morning called Sunday Morning Meeting Time, and our Sunday night faith chat with a guest of faith each week to discuss the issues concerning the church and America. We encourage you to watch us. We encourage you to be with us each night for these shows, and we appreciate your support both financially and otherwise. PayPal.me/TheMacFiles, Patreon.com/TheMacFiles is a way to support us financially. But we appreciate you coming in, supporting the show. Thank you for the texts, encouraging letters, and comments we get each week. And we invite you again to be with us every Monday through Friday night, 10 p.m., Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube, The Mac Files. Join us each night. Looking forward to you each night here on the Mac Files. God bless.
It was longer than 30 seconds.
I could tell you wanted to laugh so hard.
Okay, now back to that discussion, and before Kimmy goes off on a rant, I think people need to pay close attention to that Nixon and this Church of Scientology, because they are both connected now. And I think you're going to see some huge names come out of that. And like I said earlier, you're going to see some names come out and you're going to go, who the hell is that? And they're going to be a powerful person that you've never heard their name before. I think some massive arrests are coming out of all of this mess. I think the Nixon thing is going to bring down a lot of people.
It should. If all goes according to my plan.
I think Scott is on mute.
No, I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I was just going to say, I don't know if you know that clip you were going to play, it never played on her.
Really? It looked like the audio was playing.
There was no, it was just audio?
Yeah.
Because there was no, okay. I don't have my sound up.
Okay, it was just audio. No video.
Okay, I was looking for video.
We see enough of that ugly old guy.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on all that stuff about Nixon and Scientology. Shit's about to hit the fan.
And we're supposed to, for those of you, I hate the word follower because I'm not really a follower of anything other than Jesus Christ, but as a Q reader and someone who takes it into consideration as I look at the tapestry of points that are made through my reading and my research and all that kind of thing. He also said to be watching because out of Hollywood and all that, the Ray Chandler thing is going to be huge.
Absolutely.
So I think all of that's going to be tied together. I think it goes so deep. I think the door's about to be blown off.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this whole thing has been about child trafficking. I think this entire thing has been about child trafficking.
Think
It
about
ties
it.
into
A
all of
drug, once it's sniffed or snorted or smoked, it's gone. A human you can reuse. You know, they said the other day, I read an article, I can't remember where I read it yesterday, but they were talking about a little 6-year-old girl that they had rescued that had been raped 30 times. 6 years old, guys. 6.
That's just
No.
that's, and plus the trafficking also includes the baby parts from the like Planned Parenthood, abortion centers, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
It's sick. It's so sick.
And I'm sure organ trafficking, because there's a lot of that goes on. So, you know, I think that we're going to be surprised. And, you know, I don't know if there's ever going to be a definitive point where we can say we've got it under control or something. But this has brought about the point that, guys, our apathy, we allowed this to happen. We allowed them to take God out of every sector of our civilization, and we're surprised at the results. I mean, we've been sitting on our fannies thinking that if we ignored it, it'd go away, and it doesn't go away, it gets worse. So it shows us that when we get it even to a manageable point, then it's going to be something that we are going to have to jealously guard for the rest of our lives and teach our kids to do the same thing.
Plus, our politicians have let them get away with it over and over and over. And until the rule of law is imposed, as Trump is trying to do, and these people, you know, it's going to send a mess finally. Yeah, if you do this, we're going to find and we prosecute you.
Now, some of the testimony coming out of Nixon is pretty disturbing. I don't know if anybody saw the article about the doctor that they had doing experiments on people.
Yep.
Making them watch snuff films, having people eat their own brain. I mean, just disturbing stuff. Gang rapes.
He was awake. They made him eat half of his brain while he was awake and knew it.
These people are depraved.
One of the things that people are going to find out about, they were running 11 child care centers. One of their experiments was taking these children, and they kept them from forming any emotional bond. They changed everybody in their life every day. They were never sent to the same location. Same people never cared for them. They were never allowed to form any human bond, to see what it would do to them and what monsters they could create with that. If you can imagine being raised with a new stranger every day and never being taken to the same environment, never having a home, never knowing security.
Here's the problem with all this news is the media isn't reporting it, and most people don't even want to hear it, and they don't want to know about it. So
That's right.
It does. But that's how evil is perpetuated, is when good men stand by because they don't want to be either bothered or they don't want to know it. We cannot stand in our willful blindness any longer. So much has been brought to light that it's time that we've got to stand up now.
where'd everybody go?
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Y'all don't react at once.
I don't want to interrupt people.
Now, Kimmy, you didn't rant yet. What happened?
Oh, I decided to cry instead.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting on your rant.
Go for it, Mama.
You said you had something to say.
I do.
Wait, what happened?
She has to
We'll
take
have to-
herself off camera.
Oh.
Okay, Kimmy.
Your weapon. Kimmy?
Y'all don't wait on.
Have you guys been waiting to see this?
Y'all keep talking. Talk amongst yourselves.
You okay? You okay, Kimmy?
I'm good. I'm good.
Is she gonna do something that you guys are gonna watch?
No.
Why
No, I think that she just needs a minute. So why don't we go ahead and talk about some of the other things, guys? I know that we're getting close to our time. So, is there anything that we'd like to say in closing?
Yeah, I
It
just
kind
want to
of a
mention.
disappointed show this week, but
Okay,
good.
we'll let Scott go first.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention one story. Let me turn myself back on. That concerned me this week. We had 1.2 million immigrants settled here, illegal in both. Settled in Texas last year. There was only 1 out of 6 that were Caucasian, and they're saying that the Hispanic community, and all the minority community, that they'll be actually in the majority by 2022.
Wow.
At this rate.
I have heard that, or saw that, or whatever.
I was on whatfinger.com. There was a couple of articles about it. I read 2 different ones.
Wow.
I knew it was Muslims wanting that, but you're saying almost everybody else but us will be majority.
Yeah, of every 6 people settled here from the immigration process, only 1 was of Western Caucasian persuasion, like from Europe, or somewhere like that. Not from South America. All the rest from like South America, Africa, all the other, non-Western nations, really.
Interesting.
That'll throw our demographic off quick.
Yeah, because part of the issue is that we're not having enough babies.
That's it.
Yeah, you're right. Because we're getting outbred. Come on.
That's right. It's true. It's true.
Well, and we need to, because I hate to say this, but the Muslim faith, part of their strategy is
marry 5 wives,
and they have so many more babies compared to us. Yeah. So, guys, we really do need to step up. So, just one more reason why to have fun on your weekends.
Go ahead, Doc. Say it.
And it's not just Muslims. It's not just Muslims. It's non-Western cultures. Anybody in a non-Western culture, because we've been trained. Face it, we've been trained to not have more than 2 children.
Well, true. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we got to close this thing out. So let's let Scott finish his close there, unless he's done. Scott,
I was done, and I just want to thank all of you guys. I had a blast again, and we appreciate y'all letting us be guests on MAGA Promises Kept as well.
I'm glad you did.
Beth, you want to go next?
I don't have anything to say, but hi, everybody.
We love you, Beth.
Thank you.
Everybody loves Beth.
Okay, Kimmy.
I think I said plenty.
You're a very caring heart, hon. You are.
You do. And we love you too, Kimmy.
I think you are very insightful, Kimmy. I think you have a depth and breadth to your analysis that really I think everybody should listen to and think about. And
you have discernment of spirit.
She does.
Discern the spirit.
She does. So we love you, and I just want to say thank you all for being mega patriots alongside of me. Thank you for becoming my friends along the way. To me, one of the most precious, unexpected things I've gotten out of being in MAGA is I came to help try to save my country for my kids and my grandkids, but I didn't realize that God was going to bless me with such wonderful friends along the way. So I thank each and every one of you for being my friend and letting me hang with you and coming and seeing us each week. And we love you, and we're going to catch y'all on the flip side. So you're up, Phil.
Okay.
10 times fold back.
Thank you, Beth. I love you.
right,
For
Yankee.
everyone.
I want to thank everybody for coming on, and I'm not a huge confrontation person, so I like to listen to everybody and take what I want to take away from that conversation. Doesn't matter who it is, unless it's somebody that's crazy. I'll listen to everybody, so even Alex Jones, Milo, everybody. So, but I again, I just take it for what it is. But
Love you, Bill.
I'm the same. I'm with you, bud.
yeah, I just I like to get information, no matter where it's from.
Right.
That's why I'm with Kimmy, and probably I think Boogie has said it before. The 8chan thing, the 4chan thing. Anybody who's cheering to take that stuff down, or anybody down, I don't even care if it's someone on the left. Nobody needs to be taken off the internet. Period.
Agreed.
I've got a middle finger for anybody who wants to censor anything. Two fingers for those people.
What I always say is, I hate it that people I like may not like each other. But, in my life, my family and friends, a lot of those don't like each other.
You don't like it. You don't like it. Don't watch it, or don't listen. Right?
Exactly.
But don't advocate to have it taken down.
The halls, not your family or your friends.
That's
And
right.
what some people don't realize is in other countries across the world, 8chan and 4chan are a means to get information which they can't get any other way.
Thank you.
Well, and not like that. Free speech. If we're conservatives, don't we believe in free speech?
Amen.
So everybody to his own. Kimmy, if you are uncomfortable, or for anybody in our audience, since I don't think we need to pussyfoot around. If anybody is uncomfortable with confrontation, everybody has a right to speak.
Yeah.
Kimmy?
I don't like confrontation for the fuck of it. I'm good with confrontation if you've got a good point. But if you're just being a bitch or an asshole, then I'm not cool with that. But confrontation for something, I'm all for it. I'll confront the fuck out of you. I care about the situation.
In case anybody didn't notice,
I was watching the chat during that whole episode, and the entire chat was backing you up and saying they'd seen the evidence and read it. And
on another note,
Says Scott was right.
if you didn't notice at the top of the screen there, it swings through all the shows. Ladies of Liberty, Pirate Radio, what else is up there? Trend On with Tamara Lee, to Mac Files on 22 times a day. What else? Trust and Verify on Sunday night. And there's a new show up there. I've met her once in the chat. The Tack Attack, I think it is. Oh, I forgot the Daily Boogie too. Monday through Wednesday now. Tack Attack. Is that what it is?
TAC. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody know what that's about?
It's called Embrace the Suck, and I'm not sure about. I watched one that she did recently. She did she did a little bit of exercising, and then she came to the camera and talked about politics.
Okay.
So she seems like a little bit of a badass, to be perfectly honest with you. So she probably she's got that badass appeal, and she has a knife, which who doesn't like a woman with a knife? Am I right?
I think her show officially kicks off on the 26th.
Yeah, I don't.
On Wednesday.
Maybe so.
It's military motivation and
Yes.
motivation. Military motivation.
Oh.
So I think it's going to be very exciting. And then we've got some other shows in the off. And guys, if there's ever a time to get off the couch and get in the game, if you've been thinking about it, then, I know any of the hosts that are currently producing shows would be more than happy to help you. We need to flood the airwaves. We've got to make sure, above all else, that we get POTUS reelected. that we take back the House and retain the Senate, and it would be great if we even increased our hold in the Senate. So get it, now's the time to get in the game. So if we have, the more production we have out there, the more chance we have to change people's hearts and minds and votes.
Yeah, just two programs I'd like to quickly mention. We got Potts doing her daily devotion at 6 a.m. Eastern time. You can do the replay. Pepper's great, and then Tamara Lee, of course. Tamara Lee does a great job too.
I only met Tamara the other day. I didn't even know her.
I don't know that she's calling. Yes.
All right, everybody, we should probably close this out. I didn't see Ladies of Liberty pop up yet.
It just popped.
Okay, so I'm going to run the close here. Everybody stay on with me, and thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a good night. Thank you.
It's live TV. You see, come back next week. Catch y'all on the flip side.
Thanks.
Okay, we should be. Let me see if I can still hear the mic. I don't know what he's going to do.
Watching the screen here, waiting for it to shut off.
Okay.
There goes the ending right now. It's starting to play right now.
Yeah, see Chris Mack sitting there.
Come here, guys. We're going to open mic.
Wait, somebody talk. I'm going to make sure I can't hear you guys.
I'm watching.
We still got open mic.
No, I can still hear the mics. I don't know why.
Well, we don't know because
Scott, you have an open mic.
Yeah, we do.
Wait, somebody talk. I'm going to make sure I can't hear you guys. I'm not getting that feedback.
Is that on?
Y'all, it sounds just terrible.
Yeah, I don't know why.